So we do have another bizarre, another strange airport airplane story, a story involving aviation. I have been doing these stories for quite some time now, and the common denominator from a few comments is that this is alcohol, this is mental illness, this is drugs. And then I always wonder, why is this not happening on other modes of transportation? Why are we not seeing this happen on cruises, trains? And then some people will say that, well, there are more planes flying in the sky than there are cruises. But we don't see this happening on buses, and all walks of life take a bus. Now, a lot of these strange aviation stories took place on airplanes, but for whatever reason, they're now spilling over to airports. We are now seeing more and more bizarre airport stories, and this is no exception. In Atlanta, a bizarre incident unfolded Monday, February 5th, at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport when a disruptive passenger, later identified as Lezlie Hernandez Zapata, created a commotion at Gate E1, according to the Atlanta Police Department. Now, this particular incident, which began shortly before noon, resulted in a series of eyebrow-raising events. This story does indeed take a very weird turn. It takes a very weird twist, and it kind of correlates with another airport story we heard previously last month. Now, Zapata's troubles began when she was informed that her boarding pass was denied due to her disruptive behavior, police say. Airport police from the Atlanta Police Department section responded to the situation and attempted to escort her from the gate to the terminal. So here's the thing, I try to do more research. I try to look into this story further to see what happened with Zapata and at this gate. The only thing I can find is that she was exhibiting very bizarre, very strange behavior. That's the only thing we know from any news article. I try to even see if maybe somebody that was inside this airport had recorded this incident with Zapata and posted it maybe on Twitter or TikTok, because the scene where she is running away from the cop and the cop pushes her, you can only find that video on Twitter. So like I said, we don't know what exactly she was doing inside the airport, but the only thing we know and what's been reported so far is that she was acting very bizarre and they would not let her board the plane. This is something I've often wondered about these other bizarre plane stories, these other people that have panicked on their flight from seeing something. Did they also exhibit bizarre behavior inside the airport as well? So after Miss Zapata was told that she could not board the plane, according to police and officers escorting her back to the terminal, she refused to get into a police vehicle and ran away. So then that begs the question, what exactly were they putting her in the police car for? Was she under arrest? All it says in any news article I can find on this story is that she was exhibiting disruptive behavior, but disruptive behavior does not always lead to you being arrested. I mean, look at Tiffany G. Tiffany G was never arrested for her disruptive behavior. She was just spoken to by the police. I guess this disruptive behavior was not that big because there's no video footage of it. Generally, when we see a customer or a person exhibiting disruptive behavior in public, there is always some form of video footage. But I can't assume because there's not much information on this story, so maybe she did cause a big disruption, maybe she didn't, but they're saying that she was indeed being escorted to a police car. I'm also thinking if she's heading to a police car, wouldn't they have her in handcuffs? But refusing to enter the officer's vehicle, Zapata then allegedly attempted to make a daring escape, prompting officers to engage in a swift pursuit. That is what we see on camera. Despite her attempts to flee, officers caught up to Zapata, pushed her to the ground, and took her into custody. Zapata then was transported to the airport precinct where emergency medical services EMS were called in to evaluate the woman for injuries. And this is where the story takes a even more bizarre turn. While at the precinct, Zapata reportedly continued her disruptive behavior, spitting on multiple officers, urinating on herself, and removing the majority of her clothing. Officers scrambled to manage the situation, covering Zapata with available items. Maybe this is what she was doing to people inside the airport, spitting on them. We don't know, it doesn't say, but she was doing this inside the airport precinct, or so they say. Now, she was cleared by EMS for transportation to jail and was subsequently transported to the Clayton County Jail. Zapata is facing charges of disorderly conduct and obstruction of law enforcement officers. The article does finish with, the reason for the woman's disruptive behavior has not been identified by the police department. Police also did not release any other personal information about the passenger. At the time of this recording, 11:01 Eastern Time, February 6th, this is the most recent article that has come out about 3 hours ago. This story is very similar to a United States dentist seen in a viral video stripping naked at the Donald Sangsters Airport in Montego Bay, Jamaica. The dentist from Nevada, now identified as Sophia Quinn, went absolutely berserk inside the airport. She stripped naked, she started rolling all around the floor, she was urinating herself, she was spitting on people and the officers. She was even attempting to disarm one of the officers. And the only thing that we know is that she got into a dispute with one of her fellow passengers. While doing this, at the same time, she was yelling and screaming things like, "The devil is inside of me, take it out," and she was screaming other obscenities. When I posted that video, many people in the comment section were saying, this is a clear example of demonic possession. From what we know, from police anyway, is that Zapata was experiencing the same erratic behavior. When it comes to these stories, I also have a feeling that there is an element of trafficking taking place in these stories. Now, here's a very weird, a very bizarre coincidence, and anybody that's been subscribed to me for quite some time knows that I don't believe in coincidences. But before this incident with Miss Zapata, a few days prior, a senator happened to stumble upon a secret room inside the same Atlanta airport. People are now calling Georgia State Senator Moore a whistleblower for blowing the whistle on what he saw take place inside this airport. A room being blocked by military officials. They would not allow Moore to enter this room, and come to find out there were migrants being held in this room. Since this was discovered, people are saying that these migrants are a part of a traffic scheme.
You're on the same one now?
Yeah. That's what he said.
You recording?
Yeah.
Chapman said telescopes are illegal immigrants might be hanging out here on the second floor. Willie Chapman. This was
What do you want to do? Put him to work?
No, I just want to get a documentation of them.
Are you like ICE or something?
Senator from here in the state of Georgia, Senator Baltimore, representing Northwest Georgia.
Yeah, they have the government like some kind of agency that works with them.
I got you.
They're in there.
Okay. All right. Appreciate you doing it.
Excuse us.
I think he's one next.
How's it going, man?
Yeah.
He's you guys documented or
Yeah.
you guys
Yeah.
transporting anybody anywhere?
Yeah, we're all getting them placed to where they need to be.
Okay, where do they need to be?
All over the place.
Where are they coming from?
As in, like, country of origin and stuff like that. Also all over the place.
All over the place?
Yeah.
You know when they come into the U.S.?
Why, can I ask you why you're asking these questions?
Yeah. The senator from Northwest Georgia.
Yeah.
And not a big fan of human trafficking. Just want to make sure everything's above board here.
Yeah, so these are just recently documented travelers getting released from ICE, getting to where they need to be.
Okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
Thank you.
So your porch, a company of volunteers,
Yeah.
Team Liberty.
Yeah.
Is that a non-government organization? What is that?
Yeah.
So you receive, how'd you get the job?
I'm a volunteer. I mean, there's people that they get dropped off here from ice detention with no help, so we just,
All right.
yeah.
Sounds good, man. Care if we,
Good?
yeah, care if I come in? Just take a little closer look.
I mean, you can stand right there. I don't know you I don't know you very well either, so.
Yeah, just let me get a video if you don't mind.
Actually, you cannot get a video.
No.
You cannot get a video.
No, you're not allowed.
You're not allowed. You're done.
Okay.
So as soon as they found out that this senator was recording or wanted a video, they made him get out of there as fast as possible. So since this senator has come out with this video, an article anyway, has come out stating that this group that you see on camera is a group of Georgia volunteers that has helped immigrants navigate Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport since 2020, and they were cast as a human traffic operation in social media posts by a Georgia state senator. That this is an operation that has been going on for quite some time, but Senator Moore feels like there is something shady going on inside this room, and Moore filed a complaint with the police saying he was stopped from taking a phone video by a uniformed man whom he says was affiliated with the United States military. On social media, Moore does state that the military were guarding these migrants. Now, Andrea Espinoza, the coordinator of this group, which is known as Team Libertad, states that, well, this military personnel just happened to be there around the same time that this senator was filming this room. That Team Libertad does not collaborate with any law enforcement agencies. This again was just a coincidence, and that the military service nonprofit United States organizations has an office in that part of the airport. Now, in a statement, a Hartsfield-Jackson representative confirmed that account by stating, "At no time does the United States military provide protection or assistance," the airport representative wrote, adding that migrants are never housed at the airport and that at no time are these operations hidden or kept secret from the public. In a report on the incident submitted to Governor Brian Kemp's office from Georgia Emergency Management and Homeland Security Agency, it is noted that Moore's interpretation of a room being protected by the military was a complete misunderstanding of the situation. It doesn't state what he misunderstood, they're just saying this is just one big misunderstanding, that this military personnel just happened to be in the way of the camera when he was recording. Now, if this was not something that was kept secret from the public, that's not hidden, then why did they panic when he said, can he record? Just very bizarre, just very strange. And like I said, this all kind of connects to that trafficking element that I have been discussing in these previous videos, especially when it comes to that one woman who was on camera saying that she was indeed being human trafficked.
Trying to put stuff on me. Get off! Get the off! Do not touch. Get off, please! Is there someone that can help provide assistance? I am being trafficked! I am being human trafficked! I am being human trafficked! I am being... Stop it, you guys. Nope. This is gonna go on TikTok, so I look crazy. But I am being human trafficked! I am being human trafficked! Stop! Leave me alone! Guys! Girls! No! No! If they have your family hostage, don't believe it! They use f***ing emotional manipulation! This is not real! No! F***ing leave me alone! I am being human trafficked! I am being human trafficked!
So who knows what kind of rooms, these hidden rooms, that are inside these airports. But in any case, thank you so much for watching. If you like this channel and you want to see more, please subscribe. If you're already subscribed, please like, as any engagement does help the channel grow. Once again, thank you so much for your support.